Welcome to the AMT History Dashboard, where you can see all your automations running and saving you time and money every single day. Our goal is to get all your automations to the green so you know your integrations have ran successfully. If there's ever a failure, you'll see it in red and you can always resubmit. You'll get perfect friendly suggestion messages and you can basically see all your locations or clients in one place. Some of our clients have as many as 500 to even 5,000 different clients using this, and they can see them all in one place. This client actually has 3 different locations, and you can see that they have ran 80 different automations as of yesterday, and they're running some integrations today. You can see the real-time status of these here, and you can also see your time savings. As you can see, they've saved 68 hours. Now, for this specific client right here, you can see they saved 208. And then you can switch between your different clients here, and each client is security trained, enterprise level security, and you have full control of how they can access this and use it rights and management. Now, this is the automation screen where you can actually see all the integrations that you have ran, and you can see if there's any failures, all the successful rows, and then you can drill in to the details here and review the actual data that was processed. You can click on this to open QuickBooks, and then you can see error records and everything, all from this simple dashboard, making it easy for you to be able to manage all your integrations. Now, let's go into a demo where I show you from scratch how to build an automation and start saving time and money. All right, I want to show you a real-world use case. Jim, an accountant, has to manually enter commissions into his sales receipt in QuickBooks Online every week. He spends 1 hour every week on Friday downloading and uploading the commissions and manually typing them into QuickBooks. That's 52 times a year at $65 an hour, which is billable rate. So I'm going to show you how in less than 5 minutes, we're going to save Jim $3,380 a year and save him that time in about the same amount of time it would take to do 2 sales receipts. All right, so let's get started and show you how to load sales receipts. The best way to get started with Automate is there's a download sample file on the AMT Dashboard right here. Where you're on the Start Here section, you just click Download Sample File. This will take you to a Google Sheet where you can look at the different types of transactions. Now, you can pretty much do any type of transaction in QuickBooks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on File, and I'm going to click on Download into Microsoft Excel. And then we're going to be able to have that in our downloads. Now, I'm just going to close this tab, go back to the dashboard, and we're going to go and just do the traditional. We can do Google Sheets, CSV, or Excel files. We're just going to choose Excel file for this demo. And we're going to go to QuickBooks Online. We're also going to say when the file is uploaded, so that's the event that triggers the integration run. We're going to be able to reuse this every time for Jim's file. And we're going to type in sales receipt right here. Now, what's great about this tool is if you were like using something like Zapier, it doesn't create all the ancillary transaction types that you need to create a sales receipt. For instance, we're going to create customers if they don't exist, accounts if they don't exist, payment methods if they don't exist, items if they don't exist, sales receipt line items, and the sales receipt. Zapier just stops at 1. It'll create like a sales receipt and maybe do 1 line item, but it won't do more than 1. So this is very intelligent for accounting automations, much more complicated than some simple one-to-one integration. I'm going to go ahead and hit use this workflow. And the first thing we're going to do is get connected. Notice right here, this is kind of a workflow. It just gives you steps 1 through 8, and you just follow the workflow down the line until you finish your integration. So we're going to go ahead and upload a new file, and I'm going to drag and drop that file. Make sure you drag it right here where it says drop file for upload, and then you wait for it to upload. It's done. You hit test connection. It works perfectly. Hit complete file upload, and now you're going to give it a second to load the file. It's a larger file, so it takes a second. All right, now we have our file. You see the little checkbox right there. We're going to click Next, and we're going to choose Sales Receipt. Now, this has every type of transaction you can do in QuickBooks, so you can test pretty much any type of transaction out. We're going to click Sales Receipt, click Next. Now we're going to connect to QuickBooks. So first thing you do is you hit Create Connection, and then a pop-up shows up where you get to connect to QuickBooks. Now, typically, you're probably using some type of password manager, and you're just going to go and choose the one you want. Hit sign in, Now I have multiple different company files, and I have one that's actually a test account, so I'm going to choose that one and hit next. Sometimes you have to hit change admin, so it has their credentials to be able to load the integration. Now, you see this little checkbox here? That means that we have the QuickBooks Online selected. We're just going to click next here. Now, when we have to create a new product or service or an expense account that doesn't exist, you want to select what account you want to use. So I typically use for product services, I use sales. And then for the default account for expenses, I'll just use miscellaneous. You can use any account that you want. These are the accounts from QuickBooks. We're going to click next. I'd like to get notified if there's any issues, so I'm going to put the email in that I want this sent to. Any notifications, and I'm going to click next. Now, what's great about Automate Transactions is it looks just like QuickBooks. So as you can see, this looks exactly like QuickBooks, making it super easy. It auto-mapped everything. It uses artificial intelligence to auto-map everything for you. Now, a lot of people might want a simpler interface with just the main items that you want, so you can get rid of the most commonly used items, the most commonly used, not used items, basically. But I'm going to choose complex, and you can see everything's mapped here. You can also see the billing address here. You can see that all the fields for the billing address are here. So even though they might not show up on the screen, you can see all of them. Now, what's great about this tool is we actually started out in the enterprise space for hospitals and banks. So we have a lot of advanced functions where you can actually do pretty much anything. You can create like a case statement. You can pretty much do anything. You point and click, just go through. It makes it really simple to build and even validate and save your integration option. But you can pretty much do anything you can imagine, and it's very powerful and robust integration platform. Now, everything's been mapped correctly, but if there was an issue with the mapping, you can just go in here and search for whatever field that you want. So for instance, if we do this field right here, this custom field, we could just type in customer or anything from your file, and it shows you the first value right here. You can also export this mapping if you want, and if you're used to kind of a grid view, you can also change to a grid view. But this is kind of the old way of doing integrations because it's really hard to figure out how to map these things. Very confusing. We make it very simple and easy for you to do. We're going to go ahead and click next here. And this goes into the pre-validation. So it's checking your data to see if there's any issues. And so this is not a very large file, so it only has one transaction in it, but you can have thousands and maybe even tens of thousands of records in your file. Right here, if you can look at this, it shows you what it's going to look like in QuickBooks. So it shows you how many transactions. Let's say you had 1,000 sales receipts and it's a 10,000 line file. It will show you those, and you can drill into each transaction that's going to be created to make sure it looks accurate and correct. We're going to go ahead and revalidate the changes. Everything looks good. And then we're going to go ahead and click next. We're going to go ahead and run the automation. It gives it a nice name. I'm happy with the name. And then this is going to run your integration. It may take a second, depending on how many records you have. All right, so the integration's here. You can see the review and validation here. You can see the transaction that was created right here. You can see 0 errors. And then you can also click this button and it'll open up QuickBooks and show you that transaction. As you can see, here's the transaction that was created for you. So you can see how easy it is to put your accounting on autopilot. Now, what's great about Automate Transactions is that once you're done, you're finished, it's going to save your automation. You're gonna see it right here. You can use it anytime you want, and all you have to do is upload that file. So for Jim's use case where he has this every week, he would just go in here, upload the file, and he's done. Now we have Google Sheets, so that can be automated. You drop it in a folder. We have lots of options for making this automated. Now you can also update your mapping here and your connection options. Right here you can see all your different connections that were created, and then you can also go in your Audi history, see all your integrations that ran, and you can then drill into the details. I hope you enjoy automating your accounting and saving time